Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 127.3. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released June 25th, 2014, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios' An Amazing World of Gumball number 1. Gumball, Darwin, and all of their friends take on the world of comics. Gumball thinks he's the coolest kid on the block, but his little sister Anais begs to differ, and Darwin just wants to keep them all out of trouble. There's always another adventure to be had in their mixed-up world. Next, we have Bravest Warrior number 21. Beth, Chris, Wallow, and Danny finally get to sit back and relax as they take on their next mission, getting a super rad tan at the dying sun of Quadrant 107.5. Not. It's another crazy adventure with our favorite teenage heroes as they save the universe one mission at a time. We've also got Clive Barker's Nightbreed number 2. The Nightbreed have always been with us. Clive Barker and fan favorite Mark and Draco and Piotr Kowalski bring you stories of the Nightbreed from across time. In every era they search for one thing, Midian, where the monsters live. Next we have Rush Clockwork Angels number 3. When Owen joined the traveling carnival, he learned to find joy in chaos and frivolity, but with the forces of both he and the anarchist and the watchmaker lurking over him, how long can the fun last? We've also got Deceivers number 6. The last joyride of Lincoln and Nikki is here. With their double lives on the line, the con men stage one last Micah heist with the help of recently burned agent Patrice in an attempt to lure the corrupt espionage ring into the open. Next, we have Midas Flesh number 7 of 8. Pew pew! It's the final big boss battle for the powerful weapon that could bring the Federation to an end. There will be greed, there will be vengeance, there will be gold. And we've got Peanuts number 19. After years without contact, Snoopy begins the journey of a lifetime, traveling through Kansas City in search of his beloved sister Belle. Finding Belle and many more adventures await you within this month's issue of Peanuts. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Captain Midnight number 12. Reeling from the death of one friend and the betrayal of another, Captain Midnight throws himself into his work to mourn. Disillusioned with why he wears a costume, the time-traveling hero ponders what the world needs more of, the brawn of Captain Midnight or the brains of his civilian identity, genius inventor Jim Albright. Next we have Conan The Avenger number 3. A demon roams the streets of Shambhala, sent by mysterious forces to kill the popular commander of the city guard. When the king's royal sister is accused of witchcraft, Conan comes to her rescue, but for what purpose? We've also got Dream Thief Escape number 1 of 4. Like his father before him, John Lincoln is a dream thief, possessed by vengeful spirits while he sleeps, a deadly instrument of revenge. Now he must defend the felon possessed by his father's ghost and get revenge against his killer. Continuing the supernatural drama of last summer's acclaimed miniseries, Jay Nitz's Dream Thief is back. Next, we've got Emily and the Strangers breaking the record number 1 of 3. Emily and her new band, The Strangers, won the Battle of the Bands and received a record contract with Awesomely Awesome Records. But can the girl who just figured out how to get along with her friends manage dealing with the major corporation? We've also got Ghost number 5. When Tommy starts to suspect that Vaughn Ghastly, the eccentric host of a blood-curdling cable access show, may be up to more than just morbid mischief, Ghost leaps into action. But she has an audience of her own. Chris Sabella serves up big screams on the small screen. Next we have the Goon One for the Road one-shot. Goon and Frankie meet a sailor on the hunt for his buddy, but trouble ensues when the trio go bar to bar in genre-hopping pursuit. Revenge, what better way than to have a cover by one of the greatest humor cartoonists of all time, Jack Davis. We've also got Halo Escalation number 7, The Fall of New Phoenix. 8 months ago, an attack on Earth left 7 million dead, including the family of Spartan Gabriel Thorne. Today, the city has been opened from quarantine, and Thorne is going home to see what's left and what it has to do with the Master Chief. Next, we have King Conan the Conqueror number 5 of 6. From the demon-haunted darkness of a Stygian crypt, across the sea and back to Aquilonia, speeds the dethroned King Conan, revenge finally within his grasp. The stage is set for a battle against an evil wizard's forces, and this epic Robert E. Howard adaptation races to a scorching climax. We've also got Mass Effect Foundation number 12. When Thane is given a chance at redemption, will he be able to overcome his blood-soaked past as a killer in order to have a chance at a new life? Next we have The Massive number 24. Since the very start, Mary's been a mystery at best, and at worst an unstable and potentially dangerous presence. With the capital waiting off the coast of Morocco and signs that perhaps the crash was only a prelude to something bigger, the secrecy surrounding Mary starts to reveal itself. We've also got Mind Management number 23. Moreau, Lime, and company make a final desperate attempt to recruit the magician, but after they receive a devastating blow from the eraser, all may be lost. Will the management be reborn? Next we have Pariah number 5 of 8. Lila captains the Vitros' ongoing struggle for survival in orbit, while a young homesick Vitro, Shelley, daydreams of returning to Earth. We've also got Serenity leaves on the wind number 6 of 6. Mal's plan B, a plan he didn't like when he made it, has gone into action, and the Serenity has come out of hiding. With his crew, one victim, and a hostage, Mal is ready to fight the Alliance head-on, but first, they're going to rescue Zoe no matter what. Buffy Season 8 and 9 artist conquers the galaxy. Zach Whedon returns to Serenity. Next, we have Star Wars Legacy 2 number 16. Imperial Knight Jal Assam is waiting execution, and Anya Solo is on a mission to intercede. But when it is discovered that Jal has escaped with the Sith Darth Red, Anya has doubts about her friend, but she still has to rescue him in case he isn't a bad guy. We've also got Star Wars Rebel Heist number 3 of 4. Han Solo is in an Imperial jail, and a crime boss has the information that will free him. Enter Chewbacca, who pounds and pummels his way through the mission, accompanied by an untrusting ex-Imperial who can't understand a word Chewie says. Not that words matter much to a Wookiee on a rampage. Next we have Tomb Raider number 5. With Sam being targeted by a deadly enemy, it's a race against time to find out who's next. Can Laura save her friends and find out the truth of what's happening around her? And we've got Vandroid number 5 of 5. Vandroid's fiery vengeance rains down in honor of his creator's memory. By becoming the hero he was never built to be, Vandroid fights to destroy the techno-conspiracy that led to his own creation. But can he defeat his corporate enemies and their deadly new cyborg army? Nothing can prepare you for this explosive conclusion. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Dejah of Mars number 2 of 4. The more rocks Dejah Thoris overturns to find the missing John Carter, the more clues point to something bigger and more insidious than his disappearance, and the greater the chance she'll disappear or be disappeared herself. Next we have Flash Gordon number 3. The Man from Earth versus the Beastmen of Orborea. Flash must be crushed in public to prove all those who oppose Ming shall perish. Will Flash's wits and wiles win the day, or might Ming massacre his menace? Full throttle space epic action from Dream Team Jeff Parker, Evan Shaner, and Jordy Belair. We've also got Mark Waid's The Green Hornet number 13, final issue, the grand finale, and the ultimate victor stands bloodied and unbowed. Will it be Britt Reed or the Green Hornet? Next we have Solar Man of the Atom number 3, a bold new step for the Gold Key universe. Solar is reborn, but who bears the mantle and what will become of the original Dr. Solar? Can this new player stop the extraterrestrial threat that looms over Earth and not destroy herself in the process? Cosmic Fueled Chaos comes from Frank Barbieri and Joe Bennett. And we've got Turok Dinosaur Hunter number 5, a new arc for our favorite dinosaur hunter. Turok has faced horrible forces from the east, but what's now coming from the west? If you were shocked by the first 4 issues, you won't believe what's coming next. An incredible change of direction from superstar writer Greg Pak. From IDW Publishing, we've got 24 number 3. Now that you've seen Jack Bauer's return to television and Live Another Day, read the story that sent the heroic agent spiraling into his darkest days as an international fugitive. Ed Brisson and Michael Gaydos wind the clock on the latest chapter of this high-octane saga. Next we have 7th Sword number 3. As the warlord Kavanaugh gathers his army of cyborgs, mutants, and assassins, Cray must find a way to defend Zen-Zion using limited resources available. But how can one disgraced warrior train an entire citizenry to defend itself without molding them into cold-blooded killers in his own image? We've also got Cartoon Network Super Secret Crisis War number 1 of 6. The devious demon Aku has called together a league of extraordinary villains composed of malevolent miscreants from different cartoon universes. When their evil robots show up in the worlds of the Powerpuff Girls, Ben 10, Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory, and even Ed, Ed, and Eddie, it's up to all these fearless heroes to band together to put an end to the League's nefarious plot of interdimensional conquest. Next we have Ghostbusters number 17. New York's unknown dead are buried on Hart Island, and their spirits are about to be stirred, raised, and conscripted into an army with but one purpose, raising chaos in the streets of Manhattan. The second half of mass hysteria begins here in our celebration of 30 years of Ghostbusters. We've also got Godzilla Rulers of Earth number 13. While Godzilla's disappearance has brought calm to the planet, a threat from the past is set to resurface and take back the world they once had control over. No monster is safe and no future is certain as one of Godzilla's greatest enemies prepares to return in a way nobody saw coming. Next we have Illegitimates number 6 of 6. The climax of the Illegitimates' first adventure is here. as the team faces evil on two fronts, not to mention the heartbreaking betrayal at the hands of a loved one. Can this team of newbies save the world and their mothers, or will they be faced with making a devastating choice that will end them before they get a chance to begin? All this and a zombie horde? What are you waiting for? We've also got Mars Attacks Firstborn number 2. Post-invasion, an abandoned Earthborn Martian was taken in by Uncle Woody and his blind niece. But the infant isn't the only Martian still here, and the others are much more warlike, especially when they learn of the baby's location amidst the human survivors. Next we have My Little Pony Friendship is Magic number 20. The climactic conclusion to Reflections is here. The fate of two Equestrias hangs in the balance as our ponies scramble to help their new allies. It will take an unexpected sacrifice to save the day, but from whom? We've also got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles New Animated Adventures number 12. It's Panic at the Post Office. A series of misunderstandings leads to a madcap race to stop a secret weapon from hitting the mail. The only one who can save the day just might be Pigeon Pete. Multiple heroes and villains collide in this action-packed tale of chaos and comedy. Next we have Transformers More Than Meets the Eye number 30, Evacuation. Is it possible for a starship to object to its captain? That's what the Autobots are asking Megatron as the Lost Light becomes the most dangerous place in the universe. We've also got Transformers Windblade number 3 of 4, The Fate of Cybertron. Windblade learns more about the new face of Cybertron, and lesson number 1 is never underestimate Starscream. She's trapped in a no-win situation, but what is the scheming Decepticon really after, and how far will he go to keep Windblade out of his way? And we've got X-Files Season 10 number 13, Black Oil has returned, and along with it, the long-dead double agent Alex Krycek. In order to solve the mystery of Krycek's return, Mulder and Scully seek help from the lone gunmen, who seem to have trouble of their own. From Image Comics, we've got Cal number 2, Moles, Murder, and Mayhem. As Cal prepares to enter negotiations with the city, scandal threatens the organization. Can the Grey Raven keep Cal from tearing itself apart? Plus, what really happened between him and Sparrow? Next we have Chew number 42, Chicken Tenders Part 2. No animals were hurt during the making of this comic. We've also got Deadly Class number 6, Hunted through the streets of Las Vegas, Marcus is about to learn a valuable lesson. Sometimes the only way to wash away your past is with blood. Stylized violence featuring teenage assassins on acid. Don't miss the climax of the first arc of the smash hit series Deadly Class by Rick Remender and Wes Craig. Next we have Dream Police number 3. In the dreamscape, anything can happen, so when Kate begins investigating a case that threatens to get out of control, she realizes that she may have bitten off more than she can chew, raising the question, can Dream Police die? And if so, can she survive the darkness she has unwittingly unleashed? Meanwhile, Joe Thursday continues having flashes of memory concerning a former partner that neither he nor anyone else can remember. To solve this mystery, he'll have to begin asking questions no one wants to answer. Questions that threaten the very foundation of the dreamscape. We've also got Fuse number 5, The Russia Shift Part 5, 2 hobos murdered in cold blood, homeless living in the maintenance ducts, a high-flying mayor with scandalous secret, unreliable witnesses, lying suspects, and nothing but the cold vacuum of space outside, all in a day's work for MCPD homicide, 22,000 miles straight up. Welcome to the Fuse. Next we have Invincible number 112. Robot continues his quest to take over the world, traveling down a blood-drenched path littered with fallen friends. We've also got Mercenary C number 5, March of the Grenadiers. The crew of the Venture teams with a band of Chinese guerrillas to rescue comfort women held captive by Japanese soldiers. Next we have Outcast by Kirkman and Azucena number 1, new horror series from the Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman. Kyle Barnes has been plagued by demonic possession all his life, and now he needs answers. Unfortunately, what he uncovers along the way could bring about the end of life on Earth as we know it. We've also got Peter Panzerfaust number 19, The Hunt Part 4. A hunt turns deadly when Lily's prey discovers her plan and unleashes hell. Trapped alone and massively outnumbered, she has only one trick up her sleeve, a magic bullet. Next we have Revival number 21. Dana becomes the first person to travel outside of the quarantine to assist the hunt for an illegal reviver meat trafficking ring in New York City. Small town girl, big city. We've also got Saga number 20. Something terrible happens. Next we have Sex number 14. This issue, Sexy Secrets of the Notorious Alpha Brothers revealed, featuring guest art by sexy Chris Peterson. It's a key party you won't want to miss. We've also got Skull Kickers number 28, A Dozen Cousins and a Crumpled Crown Part 4. Dastardly doubles duel while deranged dwarves dig deep. Don't deny this dynamic, demented drama. Next, we have Sovereign number 4. Questions of power and politics are forgotten as inhuman intelligences clothe themselves in the bodies of the unburied dead and swarm across the countryside. Those who remain within the walls of the late Emperor's palace are safe for the moment, but far worse threats are fast approaching. We've also got Stray Bullets Killers number 4. When Eli's teenage cousin gets his girlfriend Jane knocked up, he agrees to help him solve the problem. But a simple drive to the doctors becomes anything but when a double cross, a twisted neighbor, and a .38 revolver leave Eli both hopelessly in love and hopelessly holding the bag. Find out why picking the wrong hideout can get you dead in Love Monkey, Monkey Love You. Next we have Trees number 2, an Arctic research station, an Italian coastal town with an occult legacy, a new city in China. The future is being written in these places in the shadow of a strange alien invasion that has become a historical mystery. And we've got Undertow number 5 of 6, mammoth hunting, sub-zero temperatures, a barbarian aqua god and 3 fishmen in battlesuits filled with water. What could possibly go wrong? And if Anshargel's team doesn't make it back soon, their home might be under Atlantean management. From Valiant Entertainment, we have Shadow Man End Times number 3 of 3. The curse of the Shadow Loa is a terrible cross to bear, and Jack Boniface is about to be crushed by it. As an army of the Voodoo Invisibles make war on Shadow Man, the tortured spirit inside Jack will begin to consume his soul and force a final confrontation with his greatest enemy, Master Dark, once and for all. And we've got Exo Manowar number 26. Armor Hunters unleashes an all-new starting point for the world's most wanted hero, Exo Manowar, right here with a brand new story arc by Robert Venditti and Diego Bernard. Abducted from his own time by a vicious alien race, the courageous Visigoth warrior known as Eric of Dacia spent years in slavery among the stars before escaping with his captor's most feared weapon, the Exo Manowar armor. Now stranded in the modern day, the world's most primitive man also just happens to wield its most powerful weapon. But what is the Exo Manowar armor, and who before Eric of Dacia dared to wield its incalculable power? The Armor Hunters hold the key to the armor's untold history, and, one way or another, they'll crush anything that dares threaten their secret. Out in trades from Boom Studios, we've got Deathmatch Volume 3 trade paperback. The final battle is here as the two heroes left standing wage war for the fate of the universe. Secrets are revealed, questions are answered, and a champion is crowned in the conclusion of the vaunted superhero maxi series from famed creators Paul Jenkins and Carlos Magno. From Dark Horse, we've got the massive Volume 3 Longship trade paperback. In Longship, Callum Israel and Ninth Wave go head-to-head with a disgraced comrade threatening nuclear war, a rogue faction of the U.S. Navy working as pirates in New York Harbor, and a colony of Norwegian whalers who hunt in the Viking tradition. Collects issues 13 through 18 of the massive. And we've got Frank Miller's Big Damn Sin City hardcover. The biggest, baddest Sin City ever is here, just in time for fall's Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. This imposing volume, suitable for home defense, contains all 7 of Frank Miller's landmark Sin City yarns. In these tales of Marv, Dwight, Gale, Miho, Hardigan, Nancy, and the Yellow Bastard, no corner of Basin City is left unturned, and no bloody deed is left undone. Written with unmatched intensity and drawn in the starkest black and white imaginable, with blood-red bits of color, among others, the Sin City books makes up the greatest crime saga in comics history, and Big Damn Sin City is the best way to rediscover the whole darn shooting match. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.